35 years ago today, weather forecasting improved here in West Michigan.
WZZM 13 News hired the first full-time weekend meteorologist, someone who had a passion for explaining the science behind the weather.
And tonight we celebrate George lessons 35 years later. November 17th, 1980, the day it all began at WZZM 13 for young meteorologist George Lessons. George was hired as the station's first full-time weekend meteorologist and science reporter and editor. Forecasting and understanding the science behind West Michigan weather was George's destiny. He grew up in Lowell and was a young boy when the Palm Sunday tornadoes hit in 1965. That night, watching the news on TV, he decided that's what he was going to do. He formed a weather club to watch storms, always wanted to know how things worked, and got the nickname Curious George. George graduated from Penn State and worked as a research meteorologist. His first on-camera job was on a nationally broadcast daily program called AM Weather. 6 months later, he came back home to West Michigan. George and his wife, Sherry, have 2 children, and we've watched them grow into successful adults. Eric is now an advertising executive in Chicago. Ariel is in hospitality management in Portland, Oregon. In the past 35 years, George has done it all at WZZM 13, from weekends to weekday mornings to chief meteorologist. In fact, he is the longest-serving meteorologist at a single West Michigan TV station. He's won awards for his weather work, and in 2009 he was inducted into the Silver Circle of the Michigan chapter of National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And how technology has changed his science. High-tech tools enable him to accurately forecast days in advance, and he can air video of severe weather almost immediately. Through social media, he shares video and photos of the weather from his loyal West Michigan viewers every day. Thank you, George, for your passion, for keeping us informed, safe, and entertained. And the man of the hour, George Lessons, ladies and gentlemen. Don't the years fly by? Can you believe it's 35 years?
I cannot believe it's been 35. It seems like I just started here yesterday. But you know, it's not the longevity. I talked about this in the staff meeting this afternoon. It's about the great people I work with. You know, it's a pleasure coming to work every day when you have guys like you.
Back at you.
Back, you know.
And it's so true. That really is true, because in TV, 35 years, especially now in today's climate, being somewhere for 35 years is just huge.
And something you said in the newsroom earlier, which is kind of universal, you never expected to be here this long. This was not the plan for you.
This was not the plan for me, but I've got a lot of people that, you know, in my past I have to thank, you know, a couple of great mentors that have been through this station and have moved to other stations. Craig James and Bill Steffen were the 2 of the guys I worked with back in the 80s. So great mentors.
The one thing we've noticed, you've always rocked the stash. So our promotions department had a little fun as part of your anniversary, putting this video together.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. Get down to business here. Yeah, there you are. We've got we've got the George stash. Now these were the anchor faces that a lot of people saw during Art Prize. And George, that crumb catcher of yours, that was by far the most popular one.
Holy crap.
That anyone wanted out there. And
yeah, it really was very popular. Victoria.
I also got to point out that those pictures of you as a child, that's the first time I've ever seen you sans mustache.
And that wasn't for very long.
No, not for very long. College was a freshman in college was the first time I wore the mustache.
And so we all are wearing your mustache today in honor of your 35th anniversary.
Not just you, but the staff here. Holy moly.
And what do we have here, Taz Painter?
Here's a cake for George. George, thank you for 35 years, and here's to many more.
Just a few more, hopefully. not 35 more. I love you all, but not that much.
Well, we had, and I wish you could have seen the cookies we had earlier as well. They were mustache shaped.
Yeah, that was
very
fun.
Appropriate. We've got cake, we got friends, we got George, and we've also got weather out there.
I've got dinner.
Yeah, you do. And we've kept you around here for a reason, and these storms coming in are one of them.
Oh, okay, is that a transition?
Yeah,
that is what we call a transition.
Yeah. And the word snow that you're going to talk about.
Thanks everyone for coming out and staying around tonight.
Thank you.
And thanks for rocking the mustaches. All right. We're not done yet. I got to do the weather.
Yes,
so let's
you
do the weather. Let's talk about this great icon. It's been a lot longer around since the 35 years. This is the 13 Weather Ball. We brought it back here to the station many years ago, and it's green tonight, and that means no change to our weather pattern foreseen. And it's blinking bright. We do have some wind and rain in sight.